Okay, I'm in the pen today with this horse. They call him Tude, and I'm just going to kind of show where he is and the training I've been working on him with. This colt is about 4 years old, and he is a thoroughbred. And this, I trained a thoroughbred when I was in Damam a couple of years ago, and they're almost identical in just the way they act and the way they learn. The thing about thoroughbreds is they have a real high, what would I call it? First of all, they're very forward because that's what they're bred to do, which is run forward as fast as possible. And the other thing is their adrenaline spikes really quickly. So they get nervous a lot easier than our American horses do. And so the biggest challenge for me in training a horse like this is just trying to keep him calm enough that he can actually learn something. And right now he's doing pretty good. I've got a German martingale on him, got his nose down. But watch what happens when I put this horse into a trot. And you will immediately, as soon as I put him into a trot, his head will come up. Well, it didn't come up very much, not as much as I thought, so that's good. His head will come up. If I kick him a little, speed him up, you can see him getting a little more nervous. That's just his nature. That's not because he's a bad horse. It's not anything against him. That's just who he is and how he operates. And so, let's bring him in here, see if I can stop him. Ooh. There we go. I have a good stop on him at a walk and even at a trot, but when he gets a little bit anxious, when that adrenaline starts spiking, I lose a lot of it. And I started working with this horse, I've got the equivalent of about 60 days training on him. And if you compare him with the sorrel colt, he's not as far along. And I've put a lot of time into him, but it just takes a lot longer to train a horse like this because their adrenaline spikes so easily, and when they are nervous, they cannot learn. That said, he's going to be a good horse. He's very sensitive. You can watch, he'll move off my leg pretty easily here. He's real sensitive. I like that. I don't have spurs because he's just real sensitive to my leg here. I've got a counter bend on him here a little bit. Come around like that. He'll bring his hip around here. I've got a little bit of a half pass there. So he's coming along. The reason I'm using this German martingale is because he was really fighting the bit quite a bit. Probably more than any horse I've ever trained. Just fighting that bit and not wanting to give to it. So I took about, I think a week or two. I didn't ride him at all. All I did was bit him up and work him in the round pen with him bitted up and teaching him to put his nose down. Then I started using this German martingale some, and so he finally learned that. But he just learned slow. And again, I don't think it's because he's dumb. I think it's because that adrenaline spikes so easily that horses can't learn when they're nervous. And neither can people. You know, when you and I are nervous, we can't learn anything. We have to calm down. So, and I'm just showing this video just to illustrate how different breeds of horses, different personalities, they're different. And as a trainer, you know, I train basically the same way. I use more or less the same techniques, but I have to adjust them for the personality of the horse, and I have to be willing to slow down. And I got a little perturbed at this horse a couple times because I'd teach him something, teach it over and over, and after 10 or 15 times I get a little put out with him that he still hasn't learned it. But I can't take that personal, and I can't say, oh, you're a stupid horse. If I do that, I might as well, give it up and go back to playing checkers because you can't help the horse any. Let me just trot him around, and I might even canter him a little bit just to show where he's at here. Just trot him around. And again, he's a thoroughbred, so he's bred to run far and run fast. So when I put him into a lope, it usually is not a lope. Let's try it. He might lope a little bit for me here. Oh, actually, that's better than I thought he would do. So that's not too bad. But he is speeding up. As he goes, he's getting faster. Let me see if I can slow him down a little bit. But you saw his head come up, his head's still up. Because just that little bit of loping around in a circle got his adrenaline up. See if he'll stop for me. A little better, back up. A little better, a little better. Okay. So You know, it may not look like much. You're watching this video and thinking, well, that horse isn't very well trained. Yeah, that was pretty good. But I hope you can see that the slower he goes, the more responsive he is. And it's not because he's not smart, it's just because of his adrenaline. So I estimate that it'll take me another probably 3 or 4 months to get this horse where he'll be calm at the lope, where I can collect him at a lope, stop him, turn him at a lope. We'll get there. If I keep working him, we'll get there. But it's just going to take a little more time, and I just have to be patient with him. So maybe I'll come back in a few months and give an update on this horse. Okay?